until the smell of coffee became too compelling to ignore. Clémence brought 2 cups outside, and they sat companionably at the white cafe table under an olive tree in a galvanized steel planter. Sheer bliss, thought Penelope, as she tipped her head back in the sunshine. It was such a pleasure that the air was still warm enough to be able to sit outside, even in the middle of autumn. "Penny, I did not realize how well you played. You have many surprises for us, n'est-ce pas?" Penelope accepted the compliment, for indeed it was one, from this chic, cultured woman who had become an unexpected ally. "Well, I used to be so much better, but I'm getting there. It just takes time. But this is my time, the chance I longed for to take up some of my interests again, music, gardening, maybe even some painting, though I haven't done any of that since I got married. Yes, Penny, we all benefit sans husband." Penelope was itching to quiz her about Monsieur Valancourt, who was away so often, but Clémence continued without drawing breath. "And you are an artiste as well, mon Dieu! What talent has arrived in Saint Merlot?" Penelope was never quite sure when the Frenchwoman was sending her up. "I wouldn't say I was an artist, but I have always wanted to learn to paint properly, and here seems to be the perfect place. Yes, Penny, it is the light. Artists have come to Provence for centuries." Penelope hesitated, knowing that it was best she say something now and not let Clémence find out from someone else. "Laurent is taking me to an exhibition this evening." Clémence stiffened a little. She looked up at Penelope from behind a wing of perfectly coiffed blonde hair, her eyes wide. "This evening? At Avignon?" As an upmarket property broker, Clémence spread her net wide. "I believe so. He wants to support a friend, and the press will be there. He does enjoy being mentioned in La Provence, doesn't he? He's becoming quite vain about publicity, it's true. It will be the opening of the new exhibition at the Gilles de Bourdin Gallery. I hear that Nicolas Versan is showing some of his new paintings. In Nicolas and Claudine Versan, you met them at Laurent's dinner party, remember? Claudine is director of the Museum of the Ochre Paints at Roussillon. What a good idea to ask you to come too." "Come too?" Penelope smelled a rat. "Are you going? I might drop in." Penelope felt the cosy tête-à-tête with the gorgeous mare receding into the middle distance. She was never quite sure about the current status of Clémence's sophisticated relationship with him. There had been a fling earlier in the year, and possibly others in the past, but that seemed to be over, and Penelope's own feelings on the matter were complex, to say the least. "It's only the evening out he promised me weeks ago. You know, after all the unpleasantness in the village. We were going to go last week, but one of his friends had a crisis and he had to cancel. It's very sweet that he's keeping his word." "I should introduce you to my musician friends," said Clémence, apparently not willing to be outdone as far as expanding Penelope's social circle was concerned. "They play together in a group, and they are always looking for new players. They perform from time to time around the Luberon. Perhaps you might be interested in joining them." Penelope had always loved playing for an audience. As a closet show-off, she found the exhilaration of performance addictive, and it was one of her main regrets about her staid and conventional life in England that she had given up playing in public. The idea of performing with a group in France intrigued her. "Well, I'd love to meet them and hear them play." "In fact, Penny, they are giving a concert in Vien in a few weeks' time. Why don't you come along with me then?" Vien was the village 15 kilometres away, where the Valancourts lived in some splendour. Their palatial house boasted curving marble staircases, medieval stone carvings, and walls bearing aristocratic escutcheons. So far, Penelope had not been introduced to Monsieur Valancourt. Come to think of it, she didn't even know his first name. Maybe he would be there. Penelope couldn't help her curiosity, but Clémence had a habit of waving away any direct inquiries. "That is very kind of you. I would love to do that."